Okay, in the movie that I would like to make, in one of the scenes, it would be simultaneously, but I know it couldn't be, well, actually, it probably could be done at one time, but that would cause a lot of traffic jams. So I guess it'd be like a 2, maybe 3 day event of having motorcycle crews and, well, motorcycle clubs, car clubs, and truck clubs to, not semi trucks. Although somebody would probably get mad and say, well, I guess if it's just the, not the trailer attached, just the individual unit that actually pulls the trailer, yeah, we could include those, so that way we don't leave the truck drivers out. But I would want it to be controlled speeds. A race on Dixie Highway going northbound, and then on the way back going southbound, they're just cruising, you know, on cruise control at about 55, the speed limit on cruise control, but with the stipulations of they got West Point, so they gotta drive the 45, which is the speed limit there. But for the movie, and this is for traffic control because the race is only going northbound on Dixie Highway, having them film that from Elizabethtown, from Ring Road in Elizabethtown, all the way up to, I would say, well, we could say Broadway, but that's a lot of inner city traffic, so I would say to the Gene Snyder. So from Ring Road to the Gene Snyder, because that gives them a highway option, you know, the Greenbelt, or heading northbound to I-65. I mean, not northbound, to heading actually east, not east, west to I-65, to be able to turn around. Either they go I-65 south, or they can loop back around by going a little further past the Gene Snyder and turning around and going to turn around and get back on Dixie Highway, but on cruise control. That's what I would like for the movie. Of course, here's the stipulation to that. I'd like to have each crew, so that way we have people out there watching the races, get anywhere, I would say, because I'm thinking, darn, it'd probably be a whole lot of people if they actually put the word out for that, to take $1,000 a piece, not out of their own money, this would be donated, but that they would have to, they could only return. Now, this is the thing, before they get on the motorcycles, their jackets, pants, pockets, everything would have to be checked, their legs, you know, the pat down of no money in them. Bras for females, because it'd be 2 passengers per motorcycle, 2 passengers per vehicle, because one's got to drive, the other one's got to toss the money out the window. Okay, but they have to make it with $1 in their hand. They have to keep $1 to show up there. Okay, so, but they have to let the rest of it hit the road. Okay, now after the races are done, then it'd be like intervals. So in those intervals, people would pick up that money if they're out there. I wonder how many people would actually show up though. I don't know. And here's the thing for I-65. I would like to have from Elizabethtown, because they've got the what do you got, Bluegrass Parkway, where they can detour them, and all the way up to the Gene Snyder on I-65 going northbound. Now, so going northbound from the I-65 from Elizabethtown to the Gene Snyder, and then of course they can always turn around, Preston Highway, whatever, and come back. on cruise control at the speed limit for safety purposes. That would also mean that the southbound traffic would have to be rerouted to the Gene Snyder to go whatever way they need to go. Yeah, so that's what I would like to do for a movie. And of course, with that, there wouldn't be any money thrown on the highway, unless there's going to be a turnout for that day too. Now that's why I say it should be like a 2 or 3 day shot. Reason being, they would be able to film that and have people standing out on the sides, and then they would be able to go, okay, well the next day you need to show up here at this time, park at this area, and we'll take you all out there, or have them park all along the side of the highway, you know. But they have to be out there from a certain time to a certain time, and then do that. But it would not be, they would have to be on the northbound side, not the north. They'd have to be on the southbound side, not the northbound side, because northbound is where they'd be racing. The southbound side is where they're just going back calmly, no speeding, no racing. Now with the race, I would say for Dixie Highway, top speed, because I don't want them pushing the limits to where they hurt themselves or whatever, because they've got to clear the roads, have sweepers out there sweeping the roads, to make sure that they're, whether they use the trucks, which I would like the trucks and backups of people to actually sweep the road to make sure there's no rocks or anything like that there. So that, and then let's see, I-65, they would have to use one of those highway sweepers, you know, have, I guess, 2 of them going at the same time prior to the race, and then of course people sweeping the highway, which means they can hire a whole lot of people for that movie scene. There'd be extras, and I'm sure there's plenty of people that would like to be in a movie. Woo! And we could probably get the Ohio Valley Dragway teams, or the people that like to go and participate in that, out there. And even I would like to see some monster trucks. I don't know how well they race though, but with I-65, I say, you know, speed limit's 85. With Dixie Highway, I wouldn't want them to go any more than 65. I mean, because speed limit is 55, so I'm just saying I wouldn't want them to go any faster than that. And I would say they could go in like 1 minute intervals, so every 60 seconds they'd send somebody out, or it could be actually 30 seconds, because that'd give them enough spacing in between each other, so in case anything happened. So yeah, it's not really a race, but it's like a controlled pace. I'd like to see that happen. But like I said, Dixie Highway is where the money would be dropped. Now, if there's other people that would want to participate, I think that would just be so fun. That's just me. But for I-65, it would depend on how many people actually turned out for the Dixie Highway, to see how much money we probably need to, because we may do that. I would love to see that happen. I really would. That's just, I think that would be a very fun day. Although, like, it would need to be spring or the fall or the summer, because I don't want any winter incidents. Nah, we're not trying to look for ice on the highway or the, yeah, nah, we're trying to keep it from being dangerous, and no rain weather conditions. somebody else would want to do that. But no, I don't need those conditions because I don't want any incidents to happen where we're like, oh my gosh. So yeah, and there'd be checkpoints where they could actually take a break because it's at their leisure but at a pace. Now if they take a break, they take a break as long as they make it in. So they could have a couple of stands, you know, some lemonade stands, sodas, some food or whatever. But I wouldn't want it to be blocked off no more than like 8 hours. 8 hours. I wonder how much that would cost to do that for both of those. I'd actually like it to happen at the same time, but I know that doing that, other people would be mad because they weren't at the other one too. So that's why I'd rather it be like a 2 or 3 day event in the same weekend though. Because if they do it on a weekday, I don't know how many people would actually show up when a lot of people are working. So, and they would probably need like, you know how they have those things at Kentucky Kingdom, those carts where they drive people around and pull them around. Probably some of those to actually have people brought in instead of them trying to drive. I would prefer that more because that way they could actually just be there and we could have several of those. Several of those. I think that would be cool. Golf carts, no. Rent them all. Put them out there. All right. Bye.